So this makes a good bass amp.
Plus killer. So would you want people to buy a 10N to play bass?
I guess it would depend on what kind of bass you wanted
Of course not. It's not designed to play bass. But
plays pretty well.
Well, I don't think you can have a better bass sound. But then again, I'll tell you it's not designed to play bass. But if you own one and you record your own stuff, you're crazy if you don't plug a bass in it. I mean, it's single-ended, Class A. What could sound better? Now, these aren't bass cabs, okay?
So you would use a different cabinet?
I would use a dedicated bass cab.
What about those over there?
Yeah, or something with a single 15. You know, it's just a really good bass cab. I don't think you could come up with a better amp for recording bass tracks than a 10N, you know.
But it's not loud enough for a concert hall or something.
Well, I got them on barely on one. It's just,
Turn it up.
It probably is. Well, no, these speakers won't take that. See,
They
these cabs don't leave here until they've been out for a week on the break-in machine, and then in here on the bass guitar for at least an hour. If I shut this amp off and just leave this one on over here.
You better shut it off. You're about to.
It did it to it still. Certain frequency. It'll still get it. You know.
Turn it back on that other one.
The other one will rattle it much faster. And I'm not trying to beat the shit out of these speakers or nothing. But I'm giving them their final break-in, final test.
Everybody says they sound so good when they first get them.
Yeah, well, it's because it's attention to detail. You get a cab that every little. I mean, anything could go wrong with anything. I've had 2 of these cabs out there. These pots are so dirty. I've had 2 of these cabs out there have a one of the dust cones came loose, but I don't make the speaker. Celestion does. You know?
Is that how you clean the pots?
Yeah, that's how you get it a little bit. Celestion does them over there by hand, but on this model speaker. But still, you know, anything could happen. If I had a loose dust cap right now, I'd find out fast, wouldn't I? That would tell me. But so what I do is I break them in the rest of the way with this. And here's the craziest part. So a 10N will produce frequencies down on the floor. I mean, this is the lowest you can imagine. But the thing about it is, it's single-ended Class A. What couldn't sound better in single-ended Class A? Anything. I don't care if it's a guitar, a bass, your stereo system, you know, a phono preamp. It doesn't matter. It's just the best electronic tube sound you can have. So yeah, don't miss out. Use these on your bass guitar. You know. So, but don't. Yeah, I wouldn't necessarily recommend beating up your cab all the time on that. But here's the crazy thing, right? I didn't shut that down, but that's all right. So right where that's set, right? Oh, here's a Stratocaster. That's probably out of tune. I should have tuned it. Between that and the fact that gauge 11 strings are going to feel like spider webs after playing that for an hour, right? Yeah. So all I'm going to do is turn my Game Master on, right? Now watch this.
Is it my imagination, or does that sound a lot louder than the bass sounded?
Yeah, probably. Because
You
it's
got
a
the
guitar
Game Master on.
and the guitar's coming up. Well, the Game Master ain't changing the volume because
Turn it off.
the camera won't hear the difference. But here it is clean without the Game.
Is it louder?
Yeah, I set my Game Master so that it's slightly lower than the
It's not.
clean sound.
It's less loud with the Game Master on. That
Well, I
seems
have
weird.
my level set
Oh.
straight halfway up, so it's slightly less than the clean sound. Because when you start distorting things and playing in the style of distorted things, no matter where you're modulating, you always sound like there's a bit more going on. I just
What
turned
happens
it-
if you turn the Game Master on when you're playing the bass?
Then you sound like
I want to hear it.
Mr. Bogart. But you can turn the Game Master off with the bass, but you know.
But that's not the bass.
It's amazing to go from that killer guitar sound to a bass with nothing but. I'm just turning the.
Now
Game
play the
Master
bass. I
Huh?
want to hear the bass with the Game Master.
You're weird.
I've been called worse.
Who wants distortion on bass, right?
I want to hear it.
Of course, I'm joking because a lot of people use distortion on bass. So do it?
Yes, that was my point.
That's silly. I've never played bass in my life with distortion on it.
Well, you're about to,
Okay.
and still on flashlight volume.
Yeah, everything's still pretty low here. But I mean, this bass is impressive enough in here through these just guitar cabs to rattle everything in this room, you know. No doubt about that. You gotta remember when you pick up a bass that's longer than a guitar, if you're not a bass player,
Whack it
you
in.
can wind up doing stupid things with it, yeah.
I like it better. Yeah. Now turn the Game Master off. Now turn the Game Master off. I want to hear it play the same thing.
Oh, you know what? I left the delay on too, you know.
Oh. Oh. Well, that's way different. Jeez, it's rattling everything. It's not near as rattly with the Game Master on. Nothing was rattling when you were playing with the Game Master on.
That's just killer sounding out.
Put the Bass Master on again.
No, that's enough of that.
Okay.
Well, wait, okay. Because I had the tone down on the bass. Gain master on the bass.
The Bass Master.
There's a pedal I used to play in a band in this bass player had a pedal called the bass balls. And he used to step on that. It was just a distorted mess, and everyone loved it. That's just stupid.
Can you put all those pedals on everything else on the bass thing too?
Yeah, I don't
Make it
have a
sound
lot.
crazy.
All I have a delay on.
I know you got all those pedals over there though.
What pedals? Oh no,
Those are guitar pedals.
the only thing anybody really uses on bass guitar for successful recordings, this is just my opinion, like listening to great Jeff Beck recordings and stuff where the bass sounds really good, because I don't like to hear slappy shit. I like to hear thump. I mean, my favorite bass sounds are when shut that stupid delay off. No delay on the bass. My favorite bass sounds are when the tones are down. The bottom.
That's why they call it the bass, huh?
And
It's the foundation.
I always use flat ones because also some of those greatest recordings had a piece of foam stuck under the bass there to get the sound of just the bass instead of anything bright, And the original bridges used to have a thing on them with a piece of foam underneath to mute the strings.
That sounds like a whole other topic.
Yeah, because on a guitar you can mute the string like this, right? So that's your stupid foam, right? But watch.
Yeah.
But if you play up here, there's nothing muted, okay? Because you're not.
Sounds like a guitar lesson to me.
Well, that's guitar playing though, but on a bass that really doesn't cut it. Because now you're back here where the strings are thin, because you have to mute it right after the saddle. And the strings are brighter down here. Of course, when you play bass, you play everywhere for different tones, but on a lot of those old recordings, they wanted this sound right here with these two fingers, right? So how do you get that? How do you get the mute sound and not the bright sound back here, but the thick sound right here? When you put the piece of foam underneath, or you just use these strings, they're real woody.
You guitar
sound.
guys, all your little guitar thingies.
But anyway, play bass through your 10N if you have one.
If you don't have one, get one.
It's another source of enjoyment in life.
And you can use it to break in all your other cabs.
Yeah, if you got to break in a new speaker, don't do it with a guitar. It take you 3 times as long. You just do it with a bass. A bass makes the cones move much more, than anything else.
Shake them up.
Right. So what was this video about? Did I
This
miss
video
anything?
wasn't about anything. It was about playing the bass through your 10N.
Oh no, I never finished saying what I think sounds good on a bass recording for pedals.
Oh, pedals.
Remember, I was saying something, and I distracted.
Are
my
we gonna
own...
get a pedal?
No, I distracted my own self.
We're pretty good at that.
A compressor.
A compressor.
Yeah, a compressor has been used on
What
many,
about a nail gun?
different kind of compressor. Okay. Compressors are used on many bass recordings through.
The black finger.
It's like a black finger.
I remember we did a video on the black finger.
Bass player's favorite compressor was the little Dynacom,
Dynacom.
Yeah.
This video's getting kind of long, don't you think?
Sounds pretty good for a $500 bass, huh?
Is that all that is? How come you didn't make yourself a better new bass?
I haven't had time.
Maybe you will soon.
Yeah.
You're gonna start making guitars again soon. We're hoping, right?
Right, but the compressor through the B15, nice. But with this, you don't need the compressor. What do you need it for? Listen.
much different
bass
does it
speaker,
sound?
and
when
I've
you're-
never had this all the way up with this setting, because these aren't, like I say, these are not bass cabs.
How much different does it sound than your bass rig you got over there?
My bass rig, that's a big, a powerful, a really loud bass amp. It's killer.
Like you could play in a concert hall?
Yeah, but it doesn't have as toning as it is, it doesn't have the tone of a 10N.
It's not a single-ended Class A?
No, no way.
What is
You
it?
know what it would take to have the kind of wattage you need for bass, single-ended Class A? Here, I'm running 2 of these, and of course they're only on 1. And I'll bet if you had a pair of these and you turned them up, you'd keep up with pretty much any band, but it's a lot of stuff to carry for that, because you'd need 2 big bass cabs too. But bass players don't care anymore, you know? They carry these stupid little shit-sounding...
Now, let's not
oh,
be judgmental.
sorry, I said that, but it's true, right? And they'll tell you that too. That shit don't sound as
Well,
good
I
as
mean, if they had to hump that,
well, if they had to hump.
just moving the head alone, I remember how that thing weighs a
Yeah,
ton.
but you've never seen a real Ampeg bass amp, an SVT,
It's even bigger.
big and heavy, and no one's going to carry that around. But any bass player who plays with one of those little crap things, I'm not insulting them. They know that they probably own an Ampeg at home, but they can't carry that stuff
But
around.
you can carry that in the same place you carry your bass. You don't have to have a bunch of roadies to.
Who's got roadies? I mean, to
Right.
carry SVTs around. No, but seriously, if you've got your little desk set up, your little recording desk, and well, a lot of guitar players like to cut their own bass tracks for obvious reasons, because bass players are way better bass players than we are. But if you do like to do your own bass tracks, definitely
The
Check.
one-man band.
check out your 10N. You know, just watch your mic placement, obviously, and make sure it's not a guitar cabinet. 10N is not a bass amp.
But it kind of is.
Peace out.
Bye.
But